I am mayor of Maniwa from Okayama. I will talk about our location, the location of our city. But first of all, this is our central government office, operated by wood, solar, and people. Wood means biomass and electricity in chip and biomass boiler. So this building is operated by 100% renewable energy derived by the community. Okayama Prefecture is here, and the northern tip is a Tottori Prefecture, and there's a border with a Tottori. 828 square kilometers. That's a 1.3% more than Tokyo 23 ward. And then the population is about 470,000, and cannot feel Koshien Stadium. So a natural resource is very abundant. This the cattle is from Jersey originally. We have mountains, we have hot springs, and also 110-year-old elementary school building, which is a national treasures or heritage. And in this location, I'll tell you what is a policy of our administration. Something that doesn't exist in Tokyo, but what we have in Maniwa, utilizing abundant resource. So of that, what it gives a great impact to the community is to create a cyclic economic scheme, and to activate the activities in the community. So that's what we call small Satoyama capitalism. And of that, especially I want to talk about this. In the beginning of 1900, the young generation had a concern that maybe the rural areas may deteriorate because of the depopulation. Then they started the study group, and they started talk about how to utilize a resource in the community. So Macon, we have a representative today, but they were working with the manufacturing section. So they had residual wood. They used to be burned as a waste, and we thought about how we can use that as a resource to generate heat. So then we developed the biomass boiler, and then we created 2,000 watt level boiler, so that we worked with how to create that heat with the private and the public, and with a cooperation by NIDO. So then we're here now. Sorry, so I'm running on the time, so I'm gonna skip some of the slide. And in there, so we were designated as a special city by the Ministry of Agriculture. So we are working with different types of initiatives to mix the garbage, and then also the manure. So that's another one. And then we want to create that as a sightseeing resource. And the biomass plant is one big thing that we do. This is a power generation. So we Macon is the biggest investor in this. So the first year is 2 years ago, and then this is our second year, and the 2.3 billion sales was our revenue. So in oil alternatives would be 200 215 billion. And naturally, we can reduce CO2 by doing this, and we can expand our project. And so there are many power plants which are generating deficit, but we are doing quite well. In other areas, we are thinking about using wood chip biomass for agriculture house or the onsen, and administration is helping. So this is used for drying heat source in the manufacturing plants. And also we're working with educational activities in elementary schools and so forth. And we introduced a pellet stove, and also the public areas other than the city hall, biomass is used, and we'll put the biomass boiler in elementary schools in near future. And for the sightseeing industry, many people have visited our city. Biomass or the pellet stove simulated cookies, pellet cookies, and then also CLT chocolate. Chocolate is CLT, close limited, that's CLT. We have produced souvenir with this technology. So I'm not going to talk about the detailed numbers, but these are the result that we have generated. Like the effect will be 33.2 billion yen scale. And here's another pillar, which is what the Macon is addressing. They started the production with a dedicated plant, what we call the CLT, or cross-laminated timber. In Europe, there's already a 10-story building. In the British Columbia University in Canada, they built the 18-story building with a CLT. When you construct something, this is environmental friendly. The emission of CO2 is lesser, and a shorter period of construction, and also it's a seismic resistant, and also it's stable, and so then it's highly insulated at the same time. Compared to the concrete, foundation can be smaller, so it's highly insulated, so it's good to retain heat and lesser amount of temperature differences. And here is a bus stop in Maniwa, and 88 square meters. That's created by public and private jointly. This is a conventional Japanese construction method, and with a CLT. And they like it because they can smell hinoki cedar and oil solar wood building. This steel is used. However, lots of wood is used, so we had a high appreciation for that. And heat and then electricity both utilize, and there's a CLT plant across the highway, and then with that heat dried the wood, and then the air is used. So here is a mutual system. This is something we recently developed. Cycling vehicle can stand here, and designed by a female designer and created by CLT. Here is under development right now. This is an elementary school, and then the overall 3.8 billion yen scale. It's a huge scale, and then the children's park, and especially for this children park, lots of CLT will be used. This is a renovation project. Library will be renovated, including the floor and internal area would be wood. As we go forward, we will have Olympics games, then a CLT will give us a bright perspective. Also, another one. So 2.21 is over all the birth rate. So here's just another topic. I just wrote it down. So in this naturally abundant area, we will utilize such an abundant resource to stably develop toward the future. And we founded this fund to nurture young people. And I see you student. We have an internship, and so you can come to our city, and so we will help you with accommodation. So I invite you all. Then when it comes to the training of human resource, we have a study group where a lot people nationwide gather, and when the child is born, we give gift to the parents. So this is a rural area. Therefore, we will utilize the community resource to create the new lifestyle. And in the end, I want to tell you this. Every time I come to Tokyo, I wonder how long this huge city will last, because in Japan we have lots of natural resources. This type of city metropolitan intensive city structure may be inflicted by the huge damage when the natural resource occurs. So we need to invest in the rural areas. We earlier saw the German example. This is how I feel strongly. To achieve that, I don't know what the name is, but each community have to utilize their resource to activate those areas, and then so that in future parents can give birth to children and feel secure, and that will lead to the prosperity, stable prosperity in Japan and also the community. Thank you very much for listening.